it make you feel when you heard the tabling of the bill?
Relieved that we'd finally been acknowledged and happy and very
emotional
in 100, I mean, not just in one way, Jan?
Yeah.
It was in a lot of ways, you know, because really we have been fighting for this for so long, and when it did finally come, in some ways it surprised us, didn't it?
It did, because you know, when the bill was tabled and all the people stood up, you know, the politicians all stood up, I felt that room, it was as though we were in a vacuum, and the whole thing was so powerful, the feeling was so powerful. I felt like I was glued to the seat. And then Fay got up and grabbed the next door lady's hand, and we all sort of grabbed each other's hands, and it was like, you know, the feeling was so overpowering. I don't know, it was like all our Christmas, I guess, had come at once. You know, we were just so happy, and for that bill to be tabled and for those politicians to stand up the way they did, oh look, it's awesome, it was. And the feeling just vibrated right throughout, you know, until we went outside, and it just continued. It was though it was our day, you know, it was our day. It wasn't their day, it was our day. Where we'd fought for it for so long, and finally, you know, hey, you're a Noongar, be proud of who you are, you know, you're a Noongar, be proud of it. And that's the way I felt.
Because we've always been, you know, oh, I'm only a Noongar, we're nothing. But, you know, now we're acknowledged as being people here.
That's right, yeah.
With rights and, you know, and it's just a wonderful feeling to have that acknowledgement, really. And it really is a time to celebrate.
It is a lovely time, and you know, for elders to get together like this with the younger people, it gives that young people a feeling of belonging. You know, the race has been won, you know, and that's what it's all about. And I don't know, I got a little blue-eyed grandson home. He's 7, and he's everlasting asking questions, and I just pat him on the head now, you know, and he knows he's Noongar, and he's very proud of being Noongar, you know, and he'll say, I'm Noongar, Nan. And he'll do his dances, he'll do his stuff, and always he'll highlight that he's a Noongar. And you know, it's not a tokenism. It's who we really are. Hey.
Yeah, it gives us back our pride and our belief in who we are, you know, and we are happy.
It's a lovely, lovely feeling. Lovely. You know, when I walked out of that Parliament House, and I got to the door, there was no one outside. I couldn't see anybody. All the cameras are outside, but I couldn't see anybody. And as though I was in this vacuum, and suddenly I turned around to have a look for Kevin, and Kevin wasn't there. And I went to reach out, and I couldn't feel anybody, and I saw that windowsill, and that's when I went to the window. So, there was nobody with me, and yet everybody was there. It was like suddenly, Janet, what are you doing here? And I felt I didn't know. That's when I started to cry, you know, because I said, I don't know, my old heart just felt like it was bursting, you know, and it was so emotional. When I looked around, Arthur was the first one there, and I thought, oh, please, Arthur. But then he started to talk, and suddenly reality started to come back, you know. We started to think. But it was our day, eh?
Yeah,
it was our day. It was our day.
And for our grannies to come.
Yeah, that's right. She's Brookton, I'm Brookton. Yeah. You know, that's our country. And I tell you what.
Her mum is my first cousin, so we're more than Brookton.
Yeah,
we're people.
All the same mob. Yeah. No, I think that all them old Fred Collard and old Dungy and old Diddley and old Jane, they'd be that happy today.
They would be.
Yeah. Yes, they'd all be happy.
No, they would have never believed that this day
could come. Yeah.
Really.
I remember her brother Ben. He came to the reserve in Brookton there, and he brought a bottle of wine, because he always liked to have a little drink with my dad. And the old policeman came up there and said, "Oh, Sid, you and Mervyn got to get off the reserve. You're not allowed, because you're a white. You know, you come under the White Act." And he just got that bottle of wine and he just smashed it on the ground. He said, "I'm a Noongar. I'm not a white man." And he would he told the police, told I was saying, and the old policeman started laughing. And he said, no, he said, I'm not moving. He said, if you want me, you have to carry me off here. He just wanted to be in Noongar. And you know, if he was alive today, he'd be so proud, because everything that Sid stood for, her brother,
For Noongar.
for Noongar, he was in Noongar.
I mean, we were Noongars. All
Yeah,
our
of
people
course,
were
I know.
Noongars, Janet.
And yeah, and it was so wonderful. And I said to Mum, I said, well, he didn't like that bottle of wine. Him and Dad, that was good. They didn't have the bottle of wine. But you know, I tell you, those young people who sit down and look at what we put up, what was given there today, it's theirs. You know, it's theirs now.
So on that, what are your thoughts about the native title process and what's happening?
If it's going along like it's going, I think it's okay. I'm quite happy with it. I mean, we'll have people who are nitpicking, and that's a part of the whole process. You know, whether you're black or white, that is a process you have to go through. And a lot of our Noongars will start nitpicking, but I think in the end they'll see that it's worthwhile, because I believe the SWALSC is very strong, and yeah.
Personally, I'm all for it. And I tell all mine, but as Janet said, we've always got some there who, you know. But,
They're not happy. I don't know why they, you know, the thing is opposition now, but I'm quite happy. I reckon we're halfway there.
Yeah.
So what would be your message to other Noongar people then about the negotiations?
I'd say come to the party.
Well, I tell all I see, come along.
Yeah, come to the party.
And vote for it.
That's right, yeah.